3, 2, 1.
Who is back? That's right, I am back, and today we are starting with a Tesla Saturday, although it is April 1st on a Monday, and that's right, OnePlus, the smartphone company, is about to release their Warp Charge electric vehicle, which is right here. Nah, that's just an April Fool's joke, but what company that is a smartphone company that might actually be releasing an electric car? And that's Apple, because Apple just hired the Tesla's head of the electric powertrain, which is interesting to think that Apple might just be releasing a full-on electric vehicle instead of just developing self-driving software. And speaking of self-driving software, I love how I'm making all these connections, but speaking of self-driving software for Tesla, this is supposedly coming very, very soon. We already got the information from the autopilot data that autopilot can now read intersections and traffic signals, which is going to be a feature that's going to roll out very soon in Autopilot Hardware 2.0. But what really has my attention is Autopilot Hardware 3. Not just because of the hardware, which is going to be this huge brand new Tesla-made AI computational processor, which is going to be a huge bump in computational performance over Hardware 2, so it could do all the full self-driving tasks. But what I'm interested in is the software that's going to be paired with the Autopilot Hardware 3, and that's finally the self-driving capability, or the full self-driving capability that many Tesla owners paid $7,000 for, and now Elon Musk has finally said what those Tesla owners who paid that much for those full self-driving features, how they're going to be compensated. And how they're going to be compensated is switching out the processor on the Autopilot 2 and 5 to get it to the Autopilot 3 hardware. So, since there's a good chunk of Tesla owners who purchased that $7,000 full self-driving option thinking that they were going to already have full self-driving software in their car, as soon as Tesla announces it's like, go to a Tesla shop and upgrade your processor to the Hardware 3 processor today, I think Tesla is going to have a bottleneck in making all those processors and then just installing them into all of these cars. Because just think about it, there's a lot of owners who purchase that and then they're just all gonna rush to the Tesla shop because it's free. That's gonna be a very interesting problem that Tesla's gonna have to deal with when that time comes. And when is Autopilot Hardware 3 gonna come out with that brand new AI chip? It is supposedly gonna come out later this year in 2019, but yeah, we know Tesla with their deadlines, they usually never ever make it. I mean, speaking of the standard battery Model 3, Tesla still hasn't delivered any of them after the original timeline said on the website when they first released, it said 2 to 4 weeks. So everyone who purchased their standard battery Model 3 is still waiting for it because Tesla still hasn't delivered one just yet. But hey, if you are purchasing a Model 3 or Model S or X and possibly 2 years down the line, the Model Y or even the Tesla Semi, you can now get a free supercharging for 1,000 miles because guess what? There's a brand new Tesla referral program, yay! So the person who gets referred gets 1,000 miles free supercharging, and the person who is the referrer, weird word there, also gets the 1,000 miles free supercharging because yeah, it's not free for a limited time, it's free for 1,000 miles, but that's still good. And the referrer who gets someone to redeem the code still gets entered into a chance to win a Model Y or a Tesla Roadster. And who doesn't want a Tesla Roadster that's 0 to 60 speed in 1.9 seconds? Too good. And talking about Tesla's speed and performance, in a software update just a couple weeks ago, I kind of missed a Tesla Saturday because I was on spring break. And yes, I went to California where I saw a ton of Teslas. Let me just say, here in Miami, Florida, it's around like 1 in 1,000 that you see a Tesla. In California, it is literally like insane. It's literally 1 in 50 that you see a Tesla. Like you're driving down the highway and you're just like, oh, Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. And then 3 seconds later, you're like, oh, Tesla. And then, oh, Tesla. And then Tesla, Tesla. And they're all mostly Model 3s, but still, that's insane. And speaking of the Model 3 and speed and performance, in a software update just a couple weeks ago, the peak performance and speed for the Model 3 increased 5% via a software update. Think about it. You just wake up one morning and your car is literally 5% better in speed and performance. And not only that, all long-range Model 3 owners just got their range boosted via software update from 310 to 325 miles of range. So you just wake up one morning and your car just decides to upgrade its performance by 5% and its range by 15 without you doing nothing? That's the future right there. Software updates should happen in every single car. It happens to our phone. Why does it happen to the thing we paid $20,000 for? And just a little tidbit about the Tesla Model 3, it is now the second most efficient car in the world. The first one isn't the Tesla Model S or X, it's another electric car, the Hyundai Ioniq Q with around 137 miles per gallon equivalent, while the Tesla Model 3 has 134 miles per gallon equivalent. And yes, that's miles per gallon, the same as all these gas cars that you get around 40 to 50 if it's a hybrid. But no, electric cars are that much more efficient than gas cars, and it's sitting at around 135. Wow. And talking a little bit more about those Tesla modern software updates, we have a couple more that I didn't even mention on top of the Tesla Model 3 more power and the more range. So the Sentry mode, which is like the whole security system on a Tesla, is now found on the Model S and X. And on navigating on autopilot, it is now going to automatically switch lanes without you telling it to verify and be like, okay, you can now switch lanes. On autopilot, it's now going to switch lanes by itself, which is how a full self-driving car should work. And while it's switching lanes, if a car goes into its lane, it is going to slow down slight a bit now because it now has enough AI to detect when a car is switching into its lanes and what to do about that change. And the last thing about Tesla software that I almost forgot to mention is that there's now this brand new dynamic brake lighting system. And what this is that if you're on the highway and you brake super fast because the person in front of you just broke for no reason because of a squirrel crossing the highway. I don't know why I would be doing that, but let's say this is the example. Your car, and it brakes from 50 miles per hour to 20 miles per hour in a matter of a couple seconds. Your brake lights in the back will start to flash. And this was just a super simple software update, but still cool. And what is a even cooler software update that happened a few months ago, of course, is Sentry mode. And Sentry mode, like I've already said in this video, is the security system in a Tesla, now found in all Teslas, now found on the S and X. I already said that though. But in a Model 3, the Sentry mode finally caught someone vandalizing their car. And what this person did was grab their keys and classically key scratch the aluminum door on the passenger side. And the Sentry mode caught everything, and now the authorities, the police department, is trying to find this person for vandalism, all because of Sentry mode. And Sentry mode is just perfect. Why can't this be on every single car? Every single car should have autopilot, software update, Sentry mode. I know this is a lot to ask, but seriously, this is the future, and Tesla is just amazing. I mean, I may be overrating it, but still amazing. And something that's renewable energy related that hits right at home is FPL, Florida Power and Light, committing to some renewable energy promises. And they already promised just a couple years ago that by 2030, 30 million solar panels are going to be all across Florida. But now in 2021, they also made another promise that could potentially be the world's largest battery storage and could possibly power 300,000 homes by 2021. But there's going to be some competition because other cities are planning to build huge battery storages too. But it's not a Tesla battery storage, but still, renewable energy is coming to the world. And a new segment that I'm going to introduce on Tesla Saturday is photos of the week. And the first photo of the week is the most beautiful photo of the week, because here we see a Tesla semi delivering Teslas to all these Tesla stores throughout the United States. You see a Model 3, a Model X, and this is 100% the sustainable, renewable future. I mean, just look at that. A 100% electric semi-truck, which by Tesla, and it looks so good in silver. Oh, I love the Tesla semi. And on to the second picture of the week, we have another electric vehicle. Of course, that's what we cover on this show. But also we have an orange Arcimoto in the snow. And this is just kind of a sad photo for me because winter has now officially ended. The flowers are starting to bloom, and we got the sun for more hours though, which is not bad. And the third photo that we have is this very interesting picture from Harley Davidson that they have a charger at all of their stores now. Harley Davidson investing in a renewable energy future? Yes, that is exactly correct, because supposedly they're going to release their electric motorcycle kind of in the summer of this year. And where are you going to charge that electric motorcycle? Well, you could charge it at all these electric charge stations or at your house. But you could also now do it at a Harley Davidson store. Now I kind of have to go to one to see it for myself. Harley Davidson and renewable energy? Those just kind of don't mix. Harley Davidson is known for that motorcycle. And the last photo of the week is this dog mode being in use not for dogs, but for bees. And getting to the Tesla superchargers of this week, or the past 2 weeks, because I missed last week because I was in California looking at all these Teslas. But getting to these superchargers, and man, there's a lot of them. First up, we have a 12 stall in Indianapolis, Indiana. We have a 4 stall in Macau, Harbor View Hotel, Macau. We have a 6 stall in Zatong Jingsang Hotel, China. We have a 12 stall in Anchorage, California. We have an 8 stall in Annapolis, Maryland. We have an 8 stall in Guangzhou, Anahu Mall, China. We have a 6 stall in Shenzhen, Baofeng Building, China. We have a 6 stall in Dazhao, Shanghai Plaza, China. These China names really get me. We also have an 8 stall in Fazhan Thousand Lantern Lake Hotel, China. We have a 6 stall in Huangling Tourist Service Center, China. We have a 12 stall in Perth, United Kingdom. We have a 10 stall in Kapell, Grafenhassen, Germany. We have an 8 stall in Savatsky Bond, Croatia. We have a 10 stall in Wittlich, Germany. We have a 24 stall in Fontana, California. We have a 14 stall in Corona, California, and we have a 16 stall in Rosmalen, Netherlands. And to round it all up, this is a lot of superchargers in just 2 weeks. But to round it all up, we have a 10 stall in Fontainebleau, France. And getting to the Tesla Model 3 Bloomberg tracker, we have a total of 234,192 total Model 3s. And this is supposedly going to total up to 80,000 for Q1 of 2019, which is very exciting. And that number is going to be confirmed by Tesla this week. So that's even more exciting. And per week on a Tesla Model 3 basis, 6,118 are being produced per week. And man, that was a lot of information, a lot of superchargers in just 2 weeks. But that is all we have today. Thank you for watching this video. I will come back tomorrow. I promise I am back to the grind on this MWG Tech channel off of spring break, and hopefully you enjoyed.
3, 2, 1.
Hasta sí, Simón. Goodbye.